Hey guys, it's Mike again. Today, or more like tonight, what time we got here? 11:18 p.m. I wanted to make a video on a topic that a lot of people have struggles with. I thought maybe I could try to help you guys out. I've gone through many addictions in my life: drug addiction, alcohol, opiates, you name it. But tonight's topic is porn addiction, which for guys and women, it's huge. I suffered through this. Well, obviously, when I was into the porn, I was really into it, but the suffering came later when, I'm sure many people know that, the whole purpose of pornography obviously leads to masturbation. And we're addicted to that dopamine rush of reaching an orgasm. And you do that time after time, day after day. You notice anyone that's ever watched porn, the last time you watched porn, what got you off today, you gotta watch pornography that's more deviant. And it's slow. It slowly ramps up for most people. Before you know it, you're watching stuff that is just you never thought you'd watch. Which brings in depression, at least for anybody that has an inner compass inside. We're already brought down to that low level. Okay, we're going to masturbate. We're going to watch porn and masturbate. But now after you reached an orgasm and masturbated, maybe you lay down, maybe you sit down, you rethink about what you just last did and what you just saw to reach that orgasm. And for me, it made me feel terrible and depressed. It's like, what kind of person am I that would watch this filth and this kind of filth to reach a 2-3 second orgasm? So basically, what I'm bringing to you now, get this clean the screen off, is that we are being tricked by our mind because dopamine is a huge chemical that pleasure chemical. My dopamine receptors have been fried through over 20, heck, more than 20 years. You're talking over 30 years of hitting it with the drugs, the alcohol, the porn, drugs, alcohol, porn, rinse and repeat. And but what we're talking about here with the porn today, I don't want you to get caught like I did, because in the end, pornography just leaves you bankrupt. It's a lie. I'm sure we all have the regret. Like I told myself through years, it's like, okay, man, I woke up with a major hangover from drinking. Tomorrow, I'm not going to make that same mistake. You start bargaining with yourself. I'm not going to drink as much. And the next day comes, and you not only drink as much as you did before, but you double the drinking. And it's a lie. The same thing with pornography and the masturbation. You bargain with yourself. I'll be stronger next time, but no, you actually are weaker next time, because instead of watching 1 hour porn, now it's 2, now it's 3 hours. And before, sometimes you could be on a 6-7 hour spree of watching pornography, and you're left not only physically wrecked, but spiritually wrecked, and what's up here in your mind. And I'm going to tell you what's helped me break this porn addiction. I can't remember the last time I looked at pornography. It's probably been like a year. And a lot of people are struggling with this. They're like, how can I even make it not watching porn for a day? Well, this is where I'm going to try to help you out. What helped me out was the time, sometimes the same night after I watched the pornography and I was done, I felt really depressed. I wrote down in my notes, like on my cell phone, there's a notepad app that you can download, and it's like a diary or whatever, and you can type or speak your feelings in it, and it prints it out and it saves it for you. Write down what you felt that day and your what you want to progress on and not repeat again. With me, I'd say, I feel really depressed. This pornography is destroying my life. I will not do this again. You got to encourage yourself. You got to write it down in text and write the date down, write the time, be specific, and I want you to write these notes down so the next time you have the urge the next day to look at pornography and masturbate, I want you all to do one thing for me. Reflect on what you wrote down the day before after you masturbated, because that's when you're, you know, that's when you're more clear-headed. You don't have that sexual urge. You released yourself. You masturbate. All of a sudden, reality hits you, and the truth is there. And you wrote it down in text. You can look at it. I want you to, before you go to look at porn the next day, I want you to look back what you wrote in the text, saying how bad. Look at how bad you felt. Look at everything you wrote down about how pornography has destroyed your life. It made me feel more depressed. It made me feel worthless. It made me a physical wreck. Write all the negatives down. So the next day you look at the pornography, I want you to go back to the text and just do one thing. I ask, look back at what you wrote in the text or whatever you wrote. Write down on paper, on an app, on a notepad app, whatever. I want you to reflect and remind yourself where this is going to lead again if you look at pornography again and you masturbate. I want you to remind yourself where this is going to lead. Sometimes when we have that urge, it's like, okay, I'm going to look at pornography again. And you're going to have that urge. The next day, you're going to have it all over again. Look at what you wrote down the day before on the after effects when you did pornography as a reminder to give you the encouragement to say, you know what? Man, I'm really riled up. Man, I'm going to look at pornography tonight. I really want to get off, Man, I feel like I'm going to explode, I have all this pent up energy. But you know what? I'm going to look at what I wrote down the day before. So, oh, man. Yeah, I do remember feeling that miserable. Yeah, pornography has lots of bad repercussions. And, and use this as an encouragement to empower yourself and get that strength. Because when you have the urge to masturbate, you have all this energy, you're actually in a weakened state. Even when you have all this energy, your willpower's in the trash. I want you to look at what you wrote down in the text to bring that encouragement back up and that strength back up to resist for that day. I just want you to take one step at a time. Sometimes we discourage ourselves and think, oh, we can't do this. It's so overpowering. How am I going to quit? Just take it one day at a time. Look at what you wrote down in the text. Encourage yourself that, what you wrote, that I am not going to further cause more depression in my life or take 100 steps back in my spiritual walk because I did this look at pornography to reach a 3-second orgasm. I want you to realize what you're trading in. To reach a 3 or 4 second orgasm, yes, it feels good, but you're trading all the hours after that until your next session of lost peace and that terrible feeling of depression. So you're trading all that peace you could have had for a 3 or 4 second orgasm. It's a lie. It's bullshit. You're chasing this dopamine rush, which is a lie of the mind to trick you. Because let's face it, we live in a stressful world. Dopamine is a powerful chemical. It makes us feel good. It helps us deal with stress. But you can channel that dopamine release instead of making you feel bad afterward like pornography does and in masturbation. You can reach that dopamine rush in healthy ways. Like here, I'm saying healthy ways and I'm smoking a cigarette. But like, guys, I'm still working at this, so give me a break. I'm not an angel. I still have things I got to, kick. But, I'm still doing one day at a time, too. Yes, I stopped masturbating and looking at pornography, but there's other ways I can improve myself like this. So, but I'm getting there. But tonight I just want to tell you about how I overcame pornography. And if I can help you out with this, that's great. I want to encourage you to do that. And just try what I said. Write down in notes how you felt after you watched pornography and after you masturbated. Write down how bad you felt, all the negatives. So before you have the next day come around, when that next day comes around and you're tempted, it's like, I watched that video of Mike. He told me to look at those notes. I wrote down how bad I felt after that, looking at porn and masturbation. I'm going to look at those notes before I do this, before I type Pornhub in the search bar. And you're going to be surprised you're going to remind yourself of the truth. And that's going to empower you to have strength to overcome that particular day's masturbation urge or that porn urge. And it worked for me. I hope it can help you out. And I believe in you. You can do this. You have that inner strength. You don't have to be a slave to these powerful urges that in the end cause you to destroy yourself. Because pornography, in the end, it's incremental. It takes a little bit every day. The next day it takes a little more, a little more. Before you know it, a couple years down the road, it affects so much. Your social life, how you talk with girls in the physical, when you get out in the physical world to talk to people. It's sinister, man. You can overcome this. You can stop this. You don't got to be a slave anymore to this addiction. And I believe in you. And hang in there. You're going to do this. Talk to you later.